name is Paige and I'm 32 years old. I used to work at a company owned by my grandfather, but after getting married to one of my coworkers that I met there, I quit my job and became a full-time housewife. But the day after I quit my job, one of my former colleagues named Rika called me in the middle of the night and said this to me. Rika, what's going on? Is something wrong? Miss Paige! Whoa, what the? Why are you crying, Rika? What happened? I miss you so much. I want you to quit. Can you please come back? Rika is one of our best workers, and she's a very expressive, outgoing, and kind-hearted person. She's one of the most popular people at our office because of her bright personality. Oh, come on, Rika, not this again. Didn't you cry enough at my retirement ceremony yesterday? Look, I get that you're sad that I'm leaving, but you have to move on and face forward, all right? I'm trying, but I'm still sad. I miss you so much. Did you want to quit your job because our new CEO told you that he wanted you to become a full-time housewife? My husband, Suguru, recently became the new CEO of our company. My grandfather decided to step down because he was getting old, and he handed the position over to my husband because he wanted to keep things in the family. Suguru's still young and a bit of a pessimist, so I'm worried about what he's gonna do. And when we got married, he told me that he wanted me to quit my job and become a full-time housewife because he thought that it wouldn't make sense for me to keep on working when my husband was a CEO. Well, I was gonna quit my job when I became pregnant, so this doesn't really bother me, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to keep on working. I was close with my coworkers and my job was fun. I wish I could have just kept on working there, but I decided to respect Suguru's wishes and quit my job. And for a while after that, I was living a peaceful life without running into any trouble, but one night, this happened.
Hey, I'm home.
Oh, welcome home. Dinner's already ready if you're hungry. Wait, you seem tired again. Is everything all right? Did something happen at work? Do you want to talk about it? Suguru hasn't been himself lately, but he won't tell me what's going on. He refuses to open up to me because he thinks it's embarrassing for a man to talk about his problems with other people. Talk about toxic masculinity, huh? We're a married couple now and I want him to open up to me more, but I guess that's not easy for him to do. You can tell me what's going on, you know. You don't have to feel embarrassed just because you're running into some problems at work. I want you to share everything with me, honey, so please, tell me what's going on. And so that's when Suguru finally told me about what's been bothering him lately.
Well, our company hasn't been doing too well recently. Our sales numbers have plummeted and our stock prices are going down as well.
Wait, what?
Things started going south as soon as I became the new CEO. I bet everyone blames me for this. God, this is so embarrassing.
I didn't know what to say to him, so I just stood next to him as he scratched his head in disbelief. But a few days later, my grandfather called me and asked me to return to the company so I could help them turn things around. And when Suguru came home from work that night, he told me the same thing that my grandfather had told me earlier that day, but...
You have to help us, Paige. If we don't do anything, we're screwed. We really need your help. Please, save our company, Paige.
Well, I liked working at my grandfather's company, so I don't mind returning, but...
Really? Oh, that's a relief. And I bet you're all rested up now after being a full-time housewife for a couple of months. You must be full of energy right now. We're counting on you, Paige.
Wait, what? All rested up? What are you talking about? I've been doing everything around the house for you. Being a full-time housewife isn't easy, you know? What he said kind of bothered me, but I bet he just doesn't have the mental capacity to think about other people's feelings right now. I guess I'll let it slide this time. I bet he's scared of being considered incompetent. He obviously wants to keep his job, but he's afraid that he might get chased out of the company because of how the company has performed under his leadership. And so that's how I returned to my old workplace. But a few months after I started working there, Rika came over to my desk and said this to me. Man, things are looking much brighter for us thanks to you, Paige. I think this confirms it. This company needs you to survive. You're an integral part of this whole operation, so you gotta stay this time, alright? Oh, come on, Rika, you're giving me way too much credit. And besides, I'm not the only reason the company is doing well again. We all work together to make this happen, and I'm proud of each and every single one of you. That's right, our sales numbers started going up again once I started working at the company. And Rika's been telling everyone in the office about how I was the one that saved the company from certain death, and sure, I might have helped them turn things around a little bit, but she's definitely exaggerating a bit. But in any case, I'm happy that the company was able to get back on track. I obviously thought that my husband felt the same way as me, but that couldn't be further from the truth. He actually didn't appreciate the fact that I was able to turn things around for our company, and one day when we were eating dinner together, he said this to me.
What the hell is this? You really expect me to eat this garbage?
Huh? What are you talking about? This is the kind of stuff that I always cook for you. And I saw you liked potato salad.
But why does everything look so cheap? I make more than enough for you to buy groceries, so why can't you make something that looks a little more appetizing for me?
What? A little more appetizing? You're kidding me, right? How dare he speak to me this way? He never helps with any of the chores, and he thinks he has the right to complain about how I do things around the house? I can't believe he's saying this to me. How is he not embarrassed of himself for acting like a child?
And I heard what people have been saying about you. They're calling you the savior of our company. They think you're the reason our company's staying afloat right now. But you know what I think? I think they're giving you too much credit. As the CEO, I worked my ass off to save our company. Why doesn't anyone talk about that, huh?
What? What does that have to do with anything we're talking about, though?
Shut up! God, you're so annoying. Why are you like this? You know what? I don't want to see you come into work anymore. You're not welcome in our office.
Oh, I see what's going on. My husband's jealous of me because everyone's been giving me credit for our company's revival. I know that Suguru is a timid person that always overthinks things, and it's not like this is the first time he's acted this way in front of me. He can lose control over his emotions quite easily, and I bet he's acting like this because he's been under a lot of pressure recently. But that doesn't give him the right to treat me like this. He shouldn't be saying these things to me, and I'm not gonna let him walk all over me. Besides, the only reason I returned to the company was because he begged me to come back, so I could help him turn things around for the company. I've done almost everything he's asked me to do, and now he wants me to stop coming into work because he's jealous of me? How selfish is this guy? You can't just throw me around like this and expect me not to fight back. I'm gonna stand up for myself, if I have to, you know? Suguru wanted me to quit the company, but it wasn't performing well yet. And my grandfather wanted me to stay with the company for a while longer and help out. So I took my grandfather's feelings into consideration and continued working, ignoring what Suguru had told me. But when I showed up at the office the next day, Suguru said, "If you like your job so much, then you can do all this kind of work for me as well," and started pushing me to do all the kinds of work that he should have been doing. To top it all off, he shifted the blame to me, telling me that I was doing this because I refused to listen to his orders. He would also lie to our clients and tell him that he was the one doing all the work for them when, in fact, I was the one doing everything behind the scenes. I guess he just wanted someone to praise him. But whenever I got a compliment from a client or coworker, he would get super mad at me and tell me to quit my job. He would tell me how worthless I was for hours, and it was really difficult for me to deal with. But one day, I caught a cold and couldn't come into work. But when Suguru saw me with a blanket wrapped around my body, he said this to me.
I knew this was going to happen to you sooner or later. This is what happens when you don't listen to me, you idiot!
He laughed in my face and mocked me. I didn't have the energy to argue with him, so I just responded to him by saying this. Okay, whatever, just go to work, man. You're gonna be late. But before he left, he did something unbelievable to me.
Oh wait, there's something I have to give you before I leave.
And that's when Suguru grabbed a file from within his bag and threw it to me.
Make sure you get this done by the end of the day, alright?
Can you guys believe it? He's trying to make me do his job for him even though I'm sick. Wait, you're kidding me, right? There's no way you're actually trying to make me do this right now. Can't you see that I'm sick?
But you like your job, right? So I'm doing you a favor by giving you this task. But anyway, I'll see you later.
And so Suguru left for work with a huge smile on his face. And when I looked closely at the file... Wait a minute. It says here that I have to get this done by the end of the day. You've gotta be kidding me. And so after taking a nap for a couple of hours, I went to my desk and worked on the task that my husband had assigned to me. By the time I was done, I was about to collapse from exhaustion. And a few hours later...
Hey, I'm home!
Suguru entered my room without knocking on my door. Whoa, you can't come in right now. I'm adding the final touches and
Wait, you're not done yet? Well, let me just see what you've done so far.
And so Suguru grabbed the same file that he threw at me earlier that day and took a quick glance at it.
Oh, this is not bad. Good job, Paige.
Wait, I'm not done working on that yet, so please leave it here for me.
Come on, man. I can't believe you weren't able to finish this while I was away. This should be light work for someone like you.
Just leave me alone, alright? I want to focus on finishing this presentation and...
Whatever. Just don't tell anyone that you were the one who worked on this presentation, alright? Make sure you write my name down on the document, so that everyone knows that I was the one who made it.
Okay, whatever. Just get out of my room, alright? I need to focus on this.
You shouldn't even be in here right now. You should be in the living room cooking dinner for me, but whatever. You better quit your job once you're done with this. Or else.
This bastard! Who does he think he is? I was this close to losing my cool, but I was able to compose myself and not strangle my husband to death. You guys might be wondering why I'm still putting up with this idiot. Well, that's because he hasn't realized that he made a big mistake yet. He's gonna find out about what he did sooner rather than later, so until that happens, I'm gonna let him act like he's the king of the world. You're gonna regret treating me like this, you bastard. Just you wait. Suguru then interrupted my thoughts again when he said this to me.
Where's my dinner, by the way? Don't tell me you haven't started cooking yet. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me!
Please, just hear me out, alright?
You're terrible at your job, and you can't even cook dinner for your husband properly. You're completely useless, aren't you? What can you do, huh?
Hey, that's enough, honey. It's not funny anymore.
Ugh, and you probably think that you should get a free pass and be forgiven for this because you're sick. Well, newsflash, you're an adult now, and adults don't make excuses for themselves. And besides, you did this to yourself, you know. You should have just listened to me when I told you.
Shut the hell up and listen to me, you idiot!
What?
Suguru seemed shocked when I yelled at him, and he fell quiet after letting out a small whimper. And that's when I pointed at the computer screen and told him the shocking truth. I'm on a call with my coworkers and clients right now. They heard everything you just said to me. That's right. I was in the middle of a Zoom call with all my coworkers and clients when my husband walked into the room. I realized I needed their input on something when I was working on my husband's presentation, so I set up an emergency meeting with all of them. They all seemed shocked to hear my husband speaking to me that way, though.
Wait, what? You're kidding me, right?
While Suguru is like this at home, everyone at the company thinks he's a kind man who has a heart of gold. But that's obviously not the case. And now all of his employees know what he's really like. They know that he's the kind of person that would make his wife do the work for him while she's down with a cold.
Wait, guys! This isn't what it seems like!
He tried his best to defend himself, but it was already too late for that. I could tell that everyone was disgusted by Suguru's behavior. But that's when Rika muttered these words under her breath. You're disgusting! And that's when people started leaving the Zoom meeting. I guess they've had enough of putting up with Suguru's BS.
Wait, guys! You have to hear me out! This isn't what it looks like, I swear! Come on! Please, just listen to what I have to say!
And the next day when Suguru went into work, he was treated coldly by everyone at the office. He had no choice but to sit at his desk all day and work on his tasks in silence. He couldn't even muster up the courage to talk to any of his employees. And when he came home, his back was bent and he had this sad, lonely look on his face. This is so embarrassing for him! This is amazing! But the next day, my grandfather, who's still the owner of the company, called Suguru to deliver the news.
Hello? Oh, good morning, sir. How are you? Well, wait, what? You're holding a company-wide election to decide the new CEO of our company? You're kidding me, right? Sorry, it's just... I've never heard of anyone doing that before, and I think there's better ways to go about this. But sir, our business is starting to get back on track, and I think the most important thing that we need to do right now is maintain consistency. But sir, are you listening to me?
My grandfather was having none of it. Suguru knew that he was going to get voted out in the next election, so he was just standing there like an empty shell, not knowing what to do. My grandfather had already told me that he was planning on holding a company-wide election to decide the next CEO, so I was already in the know regarding this matter, but just like Suguru, I was worried about this system at first. But after doing some research, I learned that there are companies out there that decide their CEOs in a company-wide election. Apparently, it's quite an effective way of determining the leader of a company and has worked out quite well for most companies. My grandfather decided to host this election when one of his employees told him about what Suguru said to me on the now infamous Zoom call. Suguru is currently disliked by all the employees, so he's aware that things aren't looking good for him in the election. But because he got to boss around other people as the company's CEO, he did everything in his power to keep his title. And so Suguru immediately started sucking up to everyone, trying to curry favor with the staff. But the clients quickly grew suspicious of him and ended up canceling their contracts. Because the other employees had to work hard to get those lost clients back, the workload for all the employees increased significantly. And so Suguru was unable to repair his reputation. In fact, it got worse day by day. Thus, when the company election happened, Suguru was moved from his position as president. And believe it or not, I was the one chosen as the new president. After the election results came in, Suguru completely lost it and went berserk.
Why are you the president? It makes no sense! Everyone still treats me like I'm the bad guy! You're the reason I'm in this mess in the first place, you know?
After letting out a deep sigh, I handed him the divorce papers.
What's this?
I can't stand being with you anymore, so I want a divorce. And tough to break it to you, but you've got a rough road ahead, man. How will a coward like you keep working at my company when everyone's giving you the cold shoulder? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
No, wait, this can't be real. You want a divorce? That's crazy! You're overreacting, honey. This doesn't make any sense!
As I rolled my suitcase towards the door, Suguru ran after me, desperately pleading for me to reconsider. But I didn't say a word to him and walked out of the house. When I closed the door and glanced back at him, I saw him collapse at the entrance, crying miserably. And, just as I had expected, Suguru couldn't handle the constant cold stares from the employees and quickly resigned from his position. He tried finding a new job, but in this tough job market, that was easier said than done. Eventually, he ended up with a horrible exploitative company, but with alimony to pay, he's in debt, so he can't really afford to complain. He's got to keep on working no matter how bad the working conditions are at his company, and apparently he's working every day without a break, for a ridiculously low wage, and living a really tough life because of it. He actually came back to our office one time, got down on his knees and begged us to rehire him. He was so gaunt, practically just skin and bones, that I could tell things were rough for him. Of course, I didn't bother listening to him and just sent him away. As for me, I knew that my new position was going to come with a lot of responsibilities and hardships. However, because my ex-husband used to dump all his work onto my desk, the task of being president wasn't as tough as I expected it to be. My grandfather has been very helpful, and all my employees are working really hard, so I've been able to enjoy my time at work thanks to them. The clients who said they'd cut ties with us because of Suguru also came back, and they're willing to work with us again. And because of that, our business's performance has improved to more than 3 times what it was under Suguru's leadership. Oh, right! During lunch the other day, Rika came over to my desk and said this to me. Hey Paige, want to grab lunch together? I still have a little more work to finish, so I'll join you in a bit. Well then, in that case, I have a little gift for you. Here you go. Wait, is this sweet potato pudding? I've heard about this. People are saying it's really good. Let me try it out. Wow! The roasted sweet potato flavor is irresistible! I ordered it because I wanted you to try it. Thanks to you, the atmosphere at the company has been so great recently, and everyone's getting along so well. I'm really happy that I get to work for you, Paige, and I'll follow you wherever you go. Oh, thank you! That's so sweet! And I'm incredibly lucky to have such wonderful employees like you, Rika. My name is Penny, and I'm 56 years old. I'm currently living with my husband, Panio, and our daughter, Paige. We've never been very wealthy. That's because Panio's business went under when Paige was still young, and we had to declare for bankruptcy. And because the economy wasn't doing well at the time, he wasn't able to find a well-paying job, and that's why he had to settle for a job as a construction worker, and I've been trying to support my family by working part-time as well. But that didn't really bother me though, because our family was still close to each other. We all loved and respected each other, and I think that's what matters most. All right, Paige, honey. Dinner's ready. I know this is not nearly enough food for you, Paige. I'm sorry. If only we had a little more money. What are you talking about? This is more than enough for me, Mom. And thank you so much for putting food on the table for us every day. I'm so grateful for all that you do for me. And don't worry, I'm gonna do my best to become successful, and I'll lift you guys out of poverty in no time. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be able to buy a building for you guys before I turn 30. A building? Wow, that's super impressive. I'll be looking forward to it then. Oh, wait, there's a hole in your apron. Do you see it? It's right there. Oh, you're right. That's embarrassing. I'll patch it up for you later, so just leave it on the chair for me. I didn't care that we were poor. The only thing that mattered to me was that Paige was happy and healthy, and it seemed like she was. But our family wasn't without its problems, however. My firstborn son, Paul, has always been a bit of a troublemaker for us.
Hey, I'm home!
Paul came home when we were eating dinner. Oh, hey Paul, it's 9 p.m. already. What were you doing out so late? Wait a minute. Were you at Grandma's place again? You were, weren't you? My mother-in-law absolutely adores Paul. He's definitely her favorite grandchild. She's a very traditional woman, and that's why she's obsessed with our firstborn son. She doesn't really care about Paige, though, and it's well established that she doesn't like me very much. She used to bully me a lot when my husband and I were still young, and that's why we basically never see each other anymore. But because my mother-in-law adores Paul, she invites him over for dinner almost every day. And unlike our family, my mother-in-law is rich and has a lot of money. And so that's part of why Paul has been visiting his grandmother so often. She always gives him money, and that's obviously not very good for his character development. That's why I've told her to stop giving him handouts so often over and over again, but she refuses to listen to me. I've also told Paul to stop visiting his grandmother every day, but he won't listen to me either. And because my mother-in-law has been spoiling my son for years, he's become a bit of an... how should I put this? Well, he's a selfish asshole.
Shut up, alright? Leave me alone! And if you don't want me to visit my grandma, then you should serve something that's actually edible for dinner. Looks like you guys are having miso soup and rice for dinner. That's pathetic! Hey Paige, guess what? I had expensive sushi with my grandma today. I bet you're super jealous of me.
I prefer to eat dinner with my parents, so I'm not jealous at all. I'm glad you enjoyed your dinner.
You're just trying to act tough, aren't you? But it's kind of sad that grandma doesn't like you. That must suck for you.
My mother-in-law paid for Paul's college tuition, and after he graduated from his university, he moved out of our house and got his own apartment. That's why we don't really get to see him very often anymore. And a few years later, my mother-in-law passed away, and as stated in her will, most of her money was passed on to my son, Paul. Apparently, he used it all in a few months, though. And a few months after the funeral, Paul came home for the first time in what felt like years. I thought he was alone at first, but that's when I saw a young woman standing next to him. Hey, welcome home, Paul. Who is this next to you?
This is Emery, and she's my girlfriend. Her father's the CEO of Panikore Trading. You've heard of them before, right?
Panikore Trading is one of the largest companies in the country. Wait a minute. That reminds me. I think my mother-in-law was close to the CEO of Panikore Trading when she was still alive. Well, that's great. It's very nice to meet you, ma'am. I greeted Emery gleefully, but she completely ignored me. And after taking a good look at her surroundings, she said this. What the hell is this place? It's even worse than I thought it would be. It's so small and dirty. It's the size of my doghouse. Wait, what? What did she just say? How can she talk like this about our home?
Right? But anyway, I'm here to pick up all of the stuff that I left here when I first moved out. Emery and I are getting a new house, and I don't want to have to come back to this tiny, smelly apartment, so I'm just gonna grab all of my stuff, if that's okay with you.
All right, let's get this over with. And that's when Emery walked into our house without taking off her shoes. You have to take off your shoes. I immediately yelled out, but this was her reaction. Oh, sorry, I forgot this wasn't my doghouse. I'll take them off right away. Sorry! Paul and Emily were laughing in my face and I was starting to lose my cool. I was about to start yelling at them when this happened. I'm home! Wait, what the hell? Paul, I didn't know you were back. It's been a while. How have you been? Paige returned from school. She looked very tired. After graduating from high school, Panico had been studying at a vocational school to fulfill one of her lifelong dreams. She also has a part-time job and has been doing a lot to support our family and keep us afloat. Man, she's the best daughter I could have ever asked for. But after Emily took one look at her, she said this. Wait, is this really your daughter? You're kidding me, right? She's so ugly. I can't believe you guys are related. You look nothing like each other. You should really get a nose job or something. I mean, it's kind of difficult to look at you. Wait, don't come near me. What the hell? Who the hell are you anyways? What is your problem? Huh? You can't talk to me like that, you poor bastard. Take that back. No, you take back what you said about me first, you bitch. I don't know who you are, but I'm not gonna let you walk all over me like this. This bitch. Hey, Paul, I don't want to be in the same house as this ugly creature anymore. Could you just grab your stuff so we can go? Being in here is like torture. Shut the hell up. You can't insult us in our home like that. Who do you think you are? You are not welcome here anymore, you bastard. Go home! And while Emily and Paige were jawing away at each other, Paul went up to his room to grab all of his stuff. And before she left, Emily said this to us. You guys are the worst. I hope I never have to see you guys again. And so Emily and Paul stomped out of the house angrily. And a few years later... I haven't seen Paul in a few years. I hope he's doing well. Huh? I'm getting a call. Wait, it's Paul! Paul called me out of the blue to inform me that he was getting married with Emily. Apparently he wants to reintroduce her to us so we can be on good terms with each other. I don't really think that's possible at this point, but whatever. But those two are finally getting married, huh? I don't know how long their marriage will last, but I just hope they'll leave us alone. When I informed Paige about this, she told me that she preferred not to go because she didn't want to see Emily and her brother anymore. And so my husband and I headed to the restaurant where we were supposed to meet up with Emily and Paul. When we got there, they were already waiting for us. And as soon as we sat down, Emily said this to us. I don't want to waste my time talking to you guys, so I'm going to cut to the chase. I was very close with Paul's grandmother, so we're planning on inviting all her close relatives and friends. But please know that the list does not include you guys. You're not invited to our wedding. What? We're having our wedding at an expensive hotel, and you guys clearly don't belong in that kind of environment. And I don't need my relatives to find out that I'm marrying into a family that has the likes of you in it, so we'd appreciate it if you didn't come. Let me rephrase that. Please don't come to our wedding. If you do, you're probably going to ruin everything for us. A wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I don't need you guys to ruin it. Wait, hold on, but Paul is our son, and we have to attend his wedding. We have the responsibility. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Paul isn't going to be your son anymore. He's going to cut ties with you guys. What? What the hell is this girl talking about? I thought Paul would object to what she's saying, but he's just sitting there grinning. Wait a minute, is he actually cutting ties with us? You have to be kidding me. He's supposed to be our son, though. We're a family, and families don't do this to each other. I've been really worried about how Paul has been doing over the last couple of years, but... So this is what he was up to, huh? We're going to be strangers from now on, so you better not reach out to us for anything, all right? Don't try anything funny, or we're gonna call the cops on you. We don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. Oh, and make sure you relay this message to your stupid daughter as well. Okay, I see how it is. Once Emily was done talking, I was able to make up my mind. And so I replied to her by saying this. Sure thing. I'd be glad to do that for you guys. And so my husband and I left the restaurant with huge smiles on our faces before we got the chance to eat anything. I can't wait to tell Paige the good news. Oh, those idiots don't know what they just did to themselves. This is hilarious. And that night, Paul texted us for the very last time, informing us that he was going to be blocking all of our numbers. But a week later, Paul called us again out of nowhere. Well, it really wasn't out of nowhere, though, because I knew he was going to reach out to us sooner than later. Hello? Huh? Why is Emily calling me on Paul's phone? Whatever, I'm just gonna tell her the same thing I was gonna tell Paul. Hey, Emily, what's up? I thought you didn't want to hear from us anymore. What's going on? Shut up! What the hell is going on? My father's refusing to pay for our wedding now, and he says that it's your fault! He told me to ask for your sister's forgiveness, and nothing makes sense right now. Paige was right next to me, and she had a huge grin on her face. She then told me to hand my phone over to her. Emily was yelling super loudly, so she probably heard her voice leaking from the phone. And when I handed her the phone, she turned the call on to speaker mode and said this. Good afternoon, Emily. Huh? Oh, it's you again. You need to explain what's going on to me. My father's furious with me, and I don't know why. He told me to apologize to you, but Paul and I had to cancel our wedding because of you, you know? And we had to pay for a huge cancellation fee now, and it's put a huge dent into our finances. But you told us you didn't want anything to do with you guys. What? But that's not what I'm talking about right now. Wait, what does that have to do with anything? Your father is the CEO of Monirobo Trading, right? I'm actually a freelance designer who's working on a project for your father's company, and... Wait, what? You're a designer? You didn't know? Her designs are super popular right now. What? That's ridiculous! There's no way that's true! You guys are poor and live in a doghouse, and there's no way that... What are you talking about? Sure, we might have been very poor 5 years ago, but that's not the case anymore. Paige makes more money than you or your father now. Wait, what? I knew that Monirobo Trading was run by your father, but I decided not to bring my personal feelings into my work and accepted them as my clients. But you told me that you didn't want anything to do with us, so I decided to cut ties with your father's company as well. That's what you wanted me to do, right? I've already explained everything to your father, and he and I are on the same page. You've gotta be kidding me! Emily let out a weak whimper, and Paige continued. The people at your company were super excited when they heard I was going to be working with them on this new project. But they're going to be super disappointed to learn that the deal has fallen through. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel bad for your father, but I did what was necessary. But that's when the man entered the conversation.
Paige, can you hear me? It's me, Paul. We're sorry about what we said, all right? Could you please forgive us? Emily and I are in a lot of trouble right now, and Emiry's father isn't supporting us financially anymore. And we can't afford to put food on the table right now. You have to talk to him and tell him that you've changed your mind.
Why don't you just get a job then?
Well, that's not...
You're kidding me, right? You still don't have a job? Money doesn't just grow on trees, you know?
Wait a minute. But Paige is rich now, right? So that means she can afford to share some of it with us, right?
This is pointless. We're done talking to you guys. Goodbye. Hold on! That's when Emily came back into the conversation and said this. Well, if this is how you're gonna treat us, then two can play at that game, you know? Huh? What do you mean by that? If you're not gonna give us any money, then you're never gonna get to see your grandchildren. We might have babies soon, and you're never gonna be able to... Oh, well, that doesn't really bother me. And so I switched the call to FaceTime and showed her my surroundings. Wait, what the hell? What is this house? And why is there a cradle there? Paige bought a new house for us. And she's already married as well. She has an amazing husband and a beautiful daughter. No way! That's when she finally came to the realization that she was screwed. There was nothing she could do to save herself. So she just sat there and cried. I could hear her sobbing over the phone. But anyway, we're not going to reach out to you guys anymore. That's what you guys wanted, right? So this is probably going to be the last time we ever talk to each other. It was nice knowing you. Goodbye. Wait, hold on! And so I hung up from the call and immediately blocked Paul's number. And after the call ended, Paul and Emily got into a huge fight. They started blaming each other over this and ended up getting a divorce. Emily tried apologizing to her father, but he was having none of it. She had no one to turn to, so she had no choice but to get a job. She started working as a janitor, but because she's never had a job before, she ended up making numerous mistakes on her first day and got fired on the spot. And because she had no way of making money, she knew that she had to use the money that she had wisely. However, because she's been living the life of luxury for most of her life, that was impossible for her to do. And now she's borrowing money from the Yakuza to make ends meet. She wasn't able to pay back her debt though, and now she's being forced to work at a factory every day. My son ended up suffering a similar fate, and apparently he's working on a fishing boat somewhere far from here. And from what I heard, he's having a hard time surviving out there by himself. He's extremely depressed now, and it's probably a matter of time before he dies. He once texted Paige and asked her to help him, but Paige immediately blocked his number after telling him to never reach out to her again. He's my son, and I'm worried about him, but he brought this upon himself. Me, on the other hand, I'm doing very well right now thanks to Paige. She bought an entire apartment building for me, and we're all living there happily. I'm so glad to get to be around my granddaughter every day. It's amazing to see her grow up. Oh, thanks, Mom! You changed Panami's diapers for me, right? Oh, don't mention it. You're busy with work, so I'm just doing what I can to help. But I can't believe you're an actual designer now. Your dream actually came true. Well, yes, but there's still other things I want to do. I'm not done yet. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to do anything if you just put your mind to it. You're a special kid, Paige, and I'm proud of you. Thanks, Mom. That really means a lot. But I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, so thank you. But anyway, we should get ready for dinner. I'm done with work for the day, so I can help you cook. Really? All right then. I've got my apron on already, so let's get to work. Wait, you still have that apron with you? That's the apron that I patched up for you like 5 years ago, right? I thought you would have thrown it out by now. But anyway, let's start cooking. I'm Paige, a 34-year-old single mother. After I got divorced, I moved back in with my parents until things calmed down. My son, Tom, is 3 years old and loves to play. I felt sorry for him to stay at home all the time, so I got him enrolled at a kindergarten in my neighborhood. Tom, do you have everything? You forgot your lunchbox yesterday. See, you haven't worn your hat yet. I know you want to go play with your friends, but make sure you don't forget anything.
Okay, Mom, let's go! Hurry! I want to play at the park!
After Tom wakes up in the morning, it's a hustle in the house. At my parents' house, we live together as a family of 5, including my parents and my little brother, Kane. Except for my mom, who retired from her job, all of us have a job to do, so we were all very busy getting ready. I would go back home after taking Tom to kindergarten and cook lunch as well as prepare for dinner, do the laundry, and clean the house. Mom would usually go to karaoke with her friends in the neighborhood and go have tea with them, so I would usually be the only one at home during the day. After I went home today, I was cleaning the house as usual. Then I heard the doorbell ring. I was wondering who was at the door, but it turns out that the police were visiting.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Are you alone right now?
Yes? What's the matter? Why is the police here?
Actually, there's been a lot of crime cases around here recently, such as robberies and reports of suspicious persons.
Huh? Really? I didn't know that.
So we're warning the older residents and women who live alone, and I was patrolling the neighborhood.
I see. Thanks so much. The police officer was visiting the houses in the neighborhood to warn us despite being very busy, so I felt thankful for their help. But he kept on glancing around the entrance as well as the interior of my house. Huh? What? Isn't he looking around the house too much? It's kind of disgusting.
I didn't mean to be rude, but...
Huh? Well, what is it?
You're not the only one living in this house, right?
Yes, in this house I live with Tom. Tom is...
Oh, yes, Mr. Tom, your husband.
No, he's...
You're not living here alone, right?
Yeah, that's right, but
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, okay. Tom's actually my son who's 3 years old, but I guess I don't have to explain.
If you have any problems, feel free to contact us, the police. We, the police, would do our best to protect every one of the residents.
Oh, okay. Thank you? I wonder what that was. I'm glad he came to warn me out of kindness, but I didn't understand why he had to try and peek into my house and never listen to what I was trying to tell him. And I had a bad feeling about it. And I felt disturbed, so I decided to tell my family about what happened today. Hey, this morning a police officer stopped by and he warned me saying that there's a suspicious-looking person around the neighborhood recently.
Huh?
Oh, what a kind police officer. Yeah, but I think something's off.
You think so? Why?
The police officer kept peeking inside of our house and he even asked me about my family, and I thought it was a bit strange.
How old did he look?
He looked very young. I think he was still in his mid-20s. His uniform also looked new, so I assumed he was a newbie.
I see. It might be better for us to not answer the door unless necessary, even during the day.
You're right. I'll be careful. Whenever I'm in trouble, surprisingly, my little brother Kane usually becomes a great help. He's usually goofy and does everything at his own pace, though. Today, he looked very serious while listening to me. For a while, we were living a normal life without any major problems. I'm glad we didn't have police officers visiting us anymore. You're right, we haven't heard from them more than a month now. I haven't heard about any crime cases happening in the neighborhood, so I guess the crime was solved. I'm glad. Then I can enjoy my lunch with my friends as usual today. Yeah, have fun. You can leave the housework to me, but be careful not to have your belongings snatched away. Hide your vulnerables, okay? Of course. I would never want someone to steal my precious pension. Oh, right, Paige, I'll do the shopping for dinner tonight. Okay, thanks. Our life had gone back to normal, so we were both feeling safe. The weather's nice today, so I opened the windows around the house to get some clean air and started to clean. Then I heard some voices from our entrance door. I got interested, so when I went there, I found 3 police officers, and one of them was the one who visited me before. I couldn't help but open the door and ask them, what's going on?
Is your husband home?
What? I don't have a husband. What's the matter, sir?
Your husband had a car accident 2 weeks ago and ran away. So we were looking for your husband who escaped from the police department.
Huh? My husband? My husband got into an accident and ran away?
I know you must feel surprised, but we have enough evidence.
No way. By the way, when did the accident exactly happen? I need you to tell me the date.
We can't tell you that, ma'am. I know you're trying to come up with sly ways to escape from your husband's crimes.
No, that's not true.
Nope. You can't do something like that. I know you want to protect your husband, though.
Huh? So, even if you tell me that it was my husband, I don't really think it was him. What is going on? What does he mean by my ex-husband having an accident and is currently running away with the police? But I already got a divorce half a year ago, so the accident happened 2 weeks ago is none of my business. When I was having trouble processing the situation...
Ma'am, we have more than enough proof. Are you trying to come up with an alibi? What? Are you trying to run away too?
No, this has to be a mistake. You're misunderstanding. Please investigate again.
Where's your husband today? Is he hiding inside the house? He's inside, isn't he? Mr. Tom, right? Your husband, Mr. Tom.
Huh? Wait, Tom? Do you mean Tom?
Yes, that's what we're saying. Tim, I know you're inside.
Tim?
Hey, stupid, it's Tom!
Oops, it's China.
Oh, shoot, this is why I told you to stay silent.
Huh?
Never mind. I'll arrest you if you don't pay the fine. If you don't want to be taken to the police station, pay us the fine, now.
What?
Hey! How dare you do something like this to an adult, Tom? Come on, Tom!
Huh? Huh? What?
There's no point in hiding. Come out! Come out and play!
I realized who these 3 really were. I bet you all realized too. These dumbheads. What kind of an act is this? Alright, what should I do now? How can I get revenge on them? Oh, I know. My little brother Kane is ending work early today and will be coming home in an hour. I'll make them stay here till then. That was my idea. About the fine and arrest you mentioned.
Yes? What's wrong with that? Are you finally going to admit your crimes?
No, it's not like that. I just had trouble misunderstanding.
Huh? Listen carefully. Your husband...
Actually, I got a divorce half a year ago.
What? But you know, so the accident happened around here, so I thought you might know something.
And my ex-husband doesn't live around here. He'd have to take the airplane to get her, so I was wondering why.
What?
Oh, but if the police were to arrest my ex-husband, I don't think he's in your jurisdiction.
Huh? Forget those little details. It doesn't matter. I know you're hiding the culprit inside your house.
No matter what you say, I don't have him in my house and I'm not involved in any way.
Ugh. Judging from how you're pretending like you have no idea, you must be part of the crime too. Yeah, that must be it.
I couldn't stop laughing in my head. Alrighty, I guess it's really time for them to see reality. I think Kane should be coming home any time now. Oh, Tom.
Yes, hand over Tom.
Tom is out now and he's not at home. When I said that, the three of them looked really irritated.
I knew you were hiding him. That makes you guilty too.
Huh? I'm telling you that I'm not involved. First of all, aren't you guys the ones who are misunderstanding? There's no way Tom would do something like that.
How dare you act like that in front of the police? If you're going to continue to disturb our job, we'll arrest you for what was the word? Obstruction of official... whatever.
Are you talking about the obstruction of official duty?
Yes, that's right.
How come you can't even say the phrase obstruction of official duty?
It's because it's like a tongue twister and hard to say. I'm not good at tongue twisters.
I see. I was having such a hard time trying to hold in my laugh seeing their act reach its climax.
Forget it. If you're not going to help us solve this case, we'll have to arrest you. Are you sure you want that?
At that moment, the savior arrived. Kane came home at the right time. The three didn't realize Kane approaching them from behind. So I said, "Oh, here you are. I was waiting for you."
Oh, is the culprit finally here?
It looks pretty disturbing here, but what's wrong?
Yeah, I was waiting for you, Kane. Come on, Kane. It's your chance to say your favorite line.
Huh? Oh!
Go on. Say it. I bet the viewers also missed hearing that line from you.
Wait, what nonsense are you talking about?
Shush! Be quiet. This is his time to shine.
Okay then, I'll do what you requested. It's showtime, Sparkle!
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. All right, Kane, I'm counting on ya.
Okay, so, are they really police officers?
Oh, apparently I was having a hard time too. It seems like Tom is guilty for a car accident and running away from the crime scene.
What? That's kinda amazing.
I know, right? What should we do? Oh yes, they also said they'd arrest me if I don't pay the fine right now, but is that even possible? What do you think, Kane? You're a real police officer, so you should know about these things really well.
Huh? Real police officer?
Hey police officers, my little brother actually has the same job as you. Which police station are you all from?
I've never seen their faces before, but I can call my colleagues and boss to ask about them right now.
Oh no, this is bad. What should we...
But actually, sis, you used to be more talented than me as a police officer when you still worked as one back then.
Nah, I'm not as good as Mom, who used to be the superintendent general.
The whole family's made of police officers?
So, tell me which jurisdiction you're from. Say it! The three suddenly became pale and started trembling. And then they tried to make a run for it. But there's no way we're letting them escape. Kane and I quickly caught them. After what they've done to us, I can't let them get away. Wait a minute. Come on, wait for us.
No!
Sis, you're great, just like before.
You caught 2 of them while I went after 1 guy. Ow, 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 ow! Please forgive us! Case closed. Sparkle!
After that, Kane called his colleagues and the 3 police officers were arrested by the real police officers. Till the very end, the 3 of them were weeping, but they really made a mistake when choosing the target. I soon found out that the 3 fake police officers had been guilty of many robberies, burglaries, and shopliftings in the past. They're also guilty for other crimes too, so I bet they won't be released from jail anytime soon. Well, they deserve it. Shoot, I wanted to be there too. It's been a long time since I hustled with the baddies. If Mom was there, you would have caught all 3 of them in no time.
No, but you were great too, sis. It reminded me of when you used to work as a police officer. Sparkle!
Huh? Mom? Did you punish the bad guys? Wow, Mom, you're a hero!
Yes, your mom's a hero. She's really scary when she gets mad, so you have to listen to what she says, okay, Tom? Finish all the food on your plate and make sure you greet everyone with manners.
I'm okay. I'll be strong enough to protect Mom in the future. I'll eat all the green peppers and carrots on my plate and grow up to be strong.
You're a good boy. How reliable, Tom. Well, dinner's ready, so let's all wash our hands and have dinner. Of course, I cooked some bell peppers tonight. I'm Paige, a 40-year-old housewife. I've been married for 15 years. My only son, Hans, entered middle school this year. And now I don't need to spend so much time looking after him anymore. So I talked about it with my husband and I started a part-time job. I'm going to be working at a bakery. I'm really excited to be working at the Panikore Bakery, which had been my dream forever.
Hey, Mom, are you sure you're gonna be fine? You've always been a housewife and you're suddenly gonna start working. And I heard it's a very busy bakery. I'm getting very worried.
Don't worry, your mom is capable when she puts her heart into it. There's nothing you have to worry about, Hans. And I think they'll assign me easy tasks at first, like putting the pastries on display and serving the customers. I bet I can do those things.
I guess it's gonna be fine then. But I understand how worried you feel about your mother, Hans. She looks like the type to drop the plate with bread on it. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And she'll have to buy all the bread before coming home.
Hey, both of you! I'm completely capable when I put in some effort. Wait and see. I'll make you regret saying that. Starting the next day, I began working at the Panikore Bakery, which was my dream job. I was a bit nervous, but I excitedly went to my first day of work. Wow, there are so many delicious-looking pastries. It smells so good. Maybe I'll buy some for my family before I go home today. I couldn't stop smiling as I thought to myself.
Oh, is it you who's gonna be working with us from today? Are you sure? Can you work properly? Will you be able to continue working here? Oh, by the way, what's your name?
Hello, I'm Paige. Please take good care of me.
Everyone's like this at the beginning. They're full of motivation, but it won't last long. Well, I think you're just the same as those other part-time workers.
No, I'm really going to try my best.
Well, good luck. I won't be having high expectations.
Yes, sir. I get it. I'll try my best. What is he thinking? How come he treats me like this? It's my first day, so can't he at least pay attention to my self-introduction? The manager had a bad attitude. My first impression of him was horrible, but it's finally time for my part-time job at the Dream Bakery. Couldn't keep complaining. That day, I started by learning the different kinds of pastries, how to serve the customers, and how to use the cashier. And they taught me a variety of things. It was Miss Miles, another part-time worker, who taught me how to work here. She'd been working here for 5 years. She was a pro and treated me very kindly and supportively. Paige, you're really quick at learning. I can feel that you really love bread. Yes, I've loved eating bread since I was little, so it really is a dream come true to be able to work at a bakery. That's great. If you don't like bread, it's hard to work here. It's hard to work here. So many quit their job. I see. The manager looks very strict. Yes, you're right. They can't endure how fierce he is and they quit saying they had enough. When you get used to it, it's nothing, but it takes time until you get to the point. I see. I had to go through a lot, but I'm managing, and I hope you can learn your job quickly. And if you can work hard not to be his next target, I think you'll manage too. I'll support you too, so let's work hard together. Yes, thank you! Please take good care of me. That day, I really put my all into learning my job. She even praised me, saying I was learning faster than any other employee that ever worked here. Although it was my first day, I was able to serve the regular customers without any problems, but the manager looked grumpy. I was a bit different from the part-time workers in the past, and he seemed to be wondering why. Nonetheless, I was trying my best not to trouble the bakery as well as the customers. And I was trying my best at work, but...
Hey, you! What are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you realize that you typed wrong in the cash register? The customer bought chocolate croissants, but you typed in normal ones. Do you get it? There's a 20 cents price difference.
Oh no, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I made a mistake and typed in the wrong one.
Gosh, you really messed up. You thought it's okay because the difference just 20 cents? That's what your expression says.
No, it's not like that.
You're lucky that you only made a mistake for one pastry. But what if it was a large order of 100 ones? Do you know how much loss you'd cause?
I'm very sorry.
This is why I don't like part-time workers. They don't take their jobs seriously.
I ended up making a mistake on my first day at work. But I never meant to do it, and it's not like I wasn't taking my job seriously. It's so sad to hear him say those things. I'm still a newbie, and it's my first day at work, but he's making a fuss over a small mistake at the cashier. Well, I can't feel discouraged. I'll try even harder tomorrow. I wanted to clear things up with him, so after I was done with my shift, I went to apologize to him that day. Sir, I'm sorry I caused you trouble for my first day at work. I'll try to be more careful and take my job more seriously from tomorrow.
Okay. Huh? Does that mean you're coming to work tomorrow as well?
Yeah, that's what I planned.
I see.
When he said that, he smirked for some reason. Huh? What? Why is he smirking like that? It's honestly disgusting.
Make sure you don't make the same mistake tomorrow. If you make that mistake again, I'll have you take responsibility next time.
Yeah, alright. This is how my first day of my dream job ended. I felt discouraged from my first day at work. Because I sounded confident in front of my family, I can't complain about my job to them now. So I tried to tell myself to try hard tomorrow, feeling anew. The next day, I went to work feeling more motivated than yesterday. Somehow, it felt like there were more pastries in the bakery than yesterday. When I was wondering why, the manager, who seemed even more motivated than me, said to me that as soon as he saw me.
Oh, I thought you quit. But here you are.
Of course!
I thought you might feel discouraged after your mistake yesterday, and you'd want to quit your job.
No way! I'll try my best today. I hope you can wait and see.
Okay. You must know what day it is today if you're here to work.
Huh? Then Miss Miles, who was already at work, came to tell me about it. I'm sorry. I bet I didn't tell you about it because we were so busy yesterday. About what? At Panicotti Bakery, we sell a great amount of bread once every month. Oh, I know! I think I saw a flyer about it! Yeah, that's right. That day is today. And until we finish selling all of them, while Miss Miles was explaining to me about the project, the manager opened his mouth to speak. Hey, newbie! Can you see that pile of bread over there? Yeah?
You won't be able to leave until you sell all of them.
Okay, I'll get ready.
Hey, don't think that's all you've got to sell.
What?
There's more in the deeper parts of the storage room. Good luck then.
No, wait, what should I do?
Well, you made such a huge mistake yesterday, so you better redeem yourself today. I'll never let you complain or weep about it. And by the way...
What is it? I thought he just wanted me to sell pastries. Does he want more from me?
If you couldn't sell all the bread, you'll have to buy all of it. I don't mind deducting the amount from your cheap salary.
With those words, he disappeared into the deep parts of the shop. I was shocked to see what was inside the room. Hey, this... It looks like the manager had prepared and baked tons of bread this morning earlier than usual. It was obvious that he wanted to annoy us, the part-time workers. Miss Miles also looked confused and said with a pale face, I've never seen this much bread. It's impossible. Well, I can easily imagine that the manager wanted to pressure me to quit my job. I bet all the part-time workers in the past were bullied like this and had to buy the bread using their pocket money, making them want to quit their job. But he's wrong if he thinks this would make me weep. I'll definitely sell all of this bread no matter what. You better wait and see, you mean manager. I promised to myself. But although it was already 10 a.m., we still had a lot of bread left. We did sell a decent amount, but we still have a pile of bread in the storage room. The limited time sale is over, so we only have lunch and our last limited time sale of the day is 3 p.m. left. Yeah, you're right. We're really doing our best, but we still have plenty. We desperately asked everyone on the streets to stop by and buy some of our bread, but the manager who was watching us laughed and looked down on us.
No matter how hard you try, it's impossible. Because I came here to bake 2 hours earlier than usual, and bake more than twice the amount of the usual number.
Huh? Wait, why would you?
Obviously, to trouble you.
I knew it! Ugh, how horrible can he be?
Well, work together and try to sell them. But there's a 99% chance that you'll end up buying them using your pocket money. Oh, it's so nice. You'll buy them from me even if we don't manage to sell all of them. I'm tired. So I'll be on break now. I'll come back at noon again. But I'm looking forward to see how many breads we have left.
Wait, you're so mean! With those words, the manager disappeared from our sight, looking overjoyed. Mrs. Miles was close to giving up. She had tears in her eyes. I guess we should just buy them using our pocket money. We'll still have to work here as part-time workers in the future. That was what she said with a sad face. But I didn't want to give up, so I firmly told Miss Miles, "No, we still have time. I don't want to lose and accept defeat before I do anything. We'll do whatever we can, and if we still fail, let's give up then." Okay, but do you have any good ideas? Thanks to our reviews, most of our regular customers bought some bread from us already. What else can we do? I have a good idea. Miss Miles, I heard you're good at drawing. I mean, it's just that I was part of the drawing club when I was a student. Then, can you draw a picture of the bread we have to sell right here? And we'll add a photo of us selling the bread. Yes, this should be okay. Wow, this is great. You made a flyer in no time. But how are we going to give it to people? It's too late to walk around and distribute them. The taste of bread would also get worse if we wait too long. So let's use this way in our case. I took out my smartphone and posted on my social media account. I shared the post with Maud and Hans and asked them to repost it too. Then the post went viral. Within an hour I made the post. I could see that more and more people were gathering in front of the bakery. Those who visited from far away seemed to be looking for a parking lot, and there were students who were on their way home from school. I guess it's thanks to Hans. Huh? Why are there so many people? Is it because the social media post attracted so many people? With a surprised expression, Miss Miles watched the customers gather one after another. Miss Miles, it's time to do our very best. Let's show them what we can do. Welcome! Today is Paige's Pastry Festival. We'll be selling delicious kinds of pastries today. Wow, it looks exactly like the photos on social media. Looks delicious. I'm gonna buy the freshly baked bread too, along with the ones that are having a special sale.
You're right! I can't believe we can buy so many kinds of bread from Panikore Bakery. The pastries that are usually sold out are still here today. Hello? Can I get 20 bags of the bread right here?
Me too. My relatives also want some, so can I get 10 more bags? Okay, thanks for coming, everyone. We'll calculate the total one by one, so please line up here. The bread was selling out really quickly. Mrs. Miles seemed surprised too. See? Look what I can do when I put in a lot of effort. All right. I bet all the bread will be sold out of this place. Paige, you're great. It's all sold out now. Thank you for visiting us today. We'll eagerly wait for you to visit Panikore Bakery again in the future. Thank you very much. Like that, we worked together and spread the post on social media and managed to sell all of the pastries in 2 hours. We were cleaning up as we talked about how tired we were. Then our manager, who came back to insult me, saying it was impossible to sell all the bread, approached us with the CEO from the headquarters. It looked like he wanted to bully me so bad with an authority figure from the headquarters by his side. But it's not that simple. The CEO looked confused, seeing the bakery that was deserted.
Huh? Where's the tons of bread you told me about? You said a part-time worker made a mistake and baked too much bread.
Looks like the manager was planning to blame me and took advantage of me.
You're absolutely right. She baked so much bread from early this morning, misunderstanding what was written on the order. Here, look at this large amount of bread.
Hey, wait, huh? What? Where's the bread?
So, where's the bread you were talking about? It's nowhere.
Huh? That can't be possible!
There's a paper that says all sold out right here.
The manager looked panicked in this unexpected situation. He was looking around frantically. He's really panicking. Then he got frustrated and yelled at us.
Where did you hide all the bread? Don't tell me you dumped all of it when I wasn't around!
Huh? Hey, sir, what are you saying? Why would we bin them? There's no way we'd do that.
Because it's impossible to sell that amount of bread. You must be hiding something from me. Be honest. Tell me the truth.
Gosh, he's not only incompetent, but he's also so clueless. I was really furious, so I planned to argue back. But the first person to speak was my senior, Miss Miles. CEO! The manager is going overboard with his bullying against part-time workers.
Bullying?
What? Hey, you! Don't tell him unnecessary things!
What's that supposed to mean?
He even came here really early in the morning just to bake and forced us to sell all of them. He said we wouldn't be able to go home until we sell all of them, and if they didn't sell out, he threatened that we'd deduct our salary. He said it was easy for him because he didn't have the part-time workers buy them even if they didn't sell out.
Huh? What's going on? Are you doing all these things behind my back?
Yeah, he's bullying us whenever he has the chance to.
Hey you! Are you lying to me? What's going on?
No, I never lied to you!
The manager was turning pale in this situation. Looking panicked, he said to us,
What? Why? How did you manage to sell such a large amount of bread? At lunchtime today, there was so many left in the shop, as well as in the storage room.
Don't you dare look down on Paige. It's thanks to this. Ta-da! I showed him my social media account.
The number of friends you have, ones, tens, hundreds, hundreds cents a month.
This is great. Your friends who also like eating bread even reposted about our bakery.
Yeah, so no matter how many mean things the manager tells us, and even if he forces us to sell a large amount of bread, we ended up managing it because we love bread so much. When I firmly said so, the manager was no longer able to look at us straight in the face and started to tremble.
Well, it looks like you lack the traits of a store manager. Let me investigate when I get back to the headquarters. Depending on the results, we might have to decide how to punish you.
As he mumbled incomprehensive words, he started to weep. A successful revenge. Served him right. After that, it was revealed that he'd been stealing money and bringing back some bread home. They came to the conclusion that his actions were absolutely evil. So he had to deal with the police. Company seemed to demand him to pay for compensation and trouble fee. He'd be in a lot of debt even after leaving jail, so I bet it's impossible for him to have an ordinary life. Since that day, Panacotta Bakery became a wonderful environment to work in. The new store manager should be coming next week. I hope the new manager's a nice person. Yeah, I completely agree. I hope she or he loves bread too. Yeah, but you were really great back then. You looked like the main character of a comic book. You know, like those characters that defeat the evil in no time? You were like them. Huh? You sure? Makes me feel embarrassed. How come so many people visited just because of a single post? You must be really great. Oh, but Paige, be careful not to type in the wrong thing at the cashier. Let's go over the very basics today. You're right, I can't make a mistake about the difference between a normal croissant and a chocolate croissant. Miss Miles, I hope you can tutor me again today. Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!